a different thing. I'm streaming to multiple places today. So, hi, welcome. I am so excited to be talking to you today about maximalism is living vibrantly. If you don't know me or you are newer to my work, welcome. This is all about living your most colorful and truest life. That's everything I advocate for. That is what my whole life is about. I am the biggest practitioner of the Live Vibrantly methodology, which all my work is based on. And I live to share and serve this to everyone else. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, today we are talking about maximalism and lifestyle and how both are living vibrantly. So I want to talk a little bit about maximalism first, and then we'll break it down. Sounds good? Yeah. So maximalism, you guys have probably been hearing a lot more about maximalism because it is taking things by storm. I've always been a maximalist in my life, but basically what it means is more is more. Now, I'm going to debunk a few things around maximalism, and then also talk about how it really, truly works, and then draw the parallels between that and living vibrantly, which is everything I advocate for. So hi, guys. You ready? You into it? Yes, let's do it. Fantastic. Okay, so maximalism, basically more is more. That's what we're all about. Okay. It is a style, it's an ethos, it's a whole bunch of different things. You'll see a lot of things if you just like Google or like search under hashtags of maximalism, you'll see it can be like a bit of an onslaught into the senses. It's a lot of like, here's everything. Oh, hi. Here's everything. And it's a lot to take in with your eyeballs. And that's kind of the point. But here's the thing about maximalism too, is maximalism doesn't look like it, but it kind of has some structure to it. And this is one of the reasons why I think maximalism is such an important ethos for living vibrantly, and why so much of what I'm advocating for with my clients is more can be more. But the secret to maximalism is there's a lot of consistency and there's a lot of detail. And so what looks like can look like this whole, like just a lot of random things together, actually has a huge amount of cohesion to it. And actually has a huge amount of intention and thought. And this to me is what life is all about. Like, and this is what my clients want too. And it's this whole like heady sense where life is full and it's big, but it has intention and it has purpose. And it has framework to work within, okay? So with maximalism, we think of like, it's loads of colors, loads of texture, it's loads of things. And actually when you look at a maximalist room that's done very, very well, there's a huge amount of intelligence that goes in. So this room right now is not the best example because I kind of didn't tidy it before I came live, whatever, we don't care. But you start to understand that there is cohesion. And if you're a maximalist, you may not even understand that there's cohesion. And this is how I lived my life for a long time. Was like, well, it just goes together. Like, doesn't everybody get this? And here's the thing, that's kind of mastering. And that's what I do in my Live Vibrantly method is I'm always, it's these things that you do naturally. And this is a lot of what I did very well naturally. You kind of think it doesn't matter that much. You don't think it like actually counts for too much. But really, there's so much skill that goes in that you're just not even paying attention to because it just feels so natural to you. And so when you see people do maximalism well, there's a huge amount of thought that maybe they don't even realize that's gone into it. So some examples of this are, there will be a color cohesion going on, even if it's not super obvious. Like, it's not matchy-matchy. It's not like, oh, this whole room is orange. But you can see in this room, it's green and pink, but it's not matchy-matchy. So I have the green of my like background wall, which are leaves, I have a lot of green plants that you can't see quite so much of. I have the pistachio green couch. I have the like pink with pistachio green and darker green rug. And then the walls are pink. Then there's a lot of things going on with pink and greens in the cushions, but there's also a yellow storyline going through it, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but there's a certain cohesion around like the colors that I'm playing with. There's a palette here. There's also a cohesion that happens with green and pink. Like if you use the chakra system like I do, like these are both heart-centered. These are like colors for your heart center. There's a lot of creativity that happens that are attributed to both green and pink. So there's a through line there that I think is really important that is often missed in maximalism, missed in our perception of maximalism because it's a lot. But there's such intelligence, and because there's so much, finding that through line and being intentional with it is the thing that's really, really cool. So it's just a little bit about maximalism. There is always cohesion in there. You just sometimes need to look for it. And so if you want to play around with maximalism as a design aesthetic, pick a color palette, pick something that roots it into something that you can understand. So a color, for instance, you could just do a whole pink room, but there are all these different shades of pink. And then maybe you play with texture to like mix it up and like to bring in that excitement. Because that's what you're always doing with maximalism. You're creating cohesion and then instantly creating some friction. And that kind of is life, which is why I think maximalism is such a good analogy for life and the type of life I want and the type of life that my clients want, etc. So we're always playing in this space. You can root it in something, or you can root it in a texture and then play with color. So maybe your texture is velvet. I love velvet. Maybe your texture is silk, but then you're playing with different types of silk and different colors within that, but it's always grounded in something. And this is kind of the secret to life in general too. We're always grounding it in something and playing in that space. One of the other things I love about maximalism is it's just fun. And here's something that I think we often miss, especially, my world is the self-development space, and it can get very per-face and serious very, very quickly. And the whole way that I have created my methodology, the way that I coach, how I coach, who I want to coach, who I serve, etc., like how I serve them, is all embedded with a sense of fun. Because really, at the end of the day, my core belief is life is meant to be fun. I want to be pleased by life. Like the world can be a really, really tough place. I'm sure you've experienced it. I know I've experienced it. But it also gets to be fun. There's a duality there that gets to be embraced of, yeah, life is tough, and I'm also going to find the fun here too. I'm going to find the play. I'm going to find the joy. I'm going to find the curiosity. Because like, otherwise, what are we doing? We're just trudging through life? Like, no thanks. So maximalism to me is like beautiful. It's fun. It's like this ability to mess it up and it doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? Because like when we are playing, when we're doing life, when we're like transforming ourselves, when we're expanding, when we're doing all of this stuff, things can start to feel very heavy. And things can really feel like they mean something. And you can see it, like if you have like a totally white room and you put one thing in there, like, yeah, like your attention is going to go to that one white thing, like that one thing in the room. But with maximalism, there's a whole bunch of things. So you get to take the weight out of something. Like I just bought this like giant orange vase the other day for $20. Is it necessarily going to work in the room? Who knows? It did, but you get to play. You get to find that levity. You get to experiment and be curious. And that, again, is all about what life is. For me, that's what life is all about. Fun, play, joy. How can I explore? How can I be curious, etc. And maximalism facilitates that so, so well. So this is a little bit about like why I think, for everyone who's just joined, hi, it is about why maximalism to me is such a great analogy for the life that I want. Maximalism is fun. First and foremost, it allows you to be playful, allows you to be curious, and that to me is what I want life to be. That's definitely what my clients want life to be. That's why they hire me as a coach rather than somebody else who's maybe talking about similar things. But like, let's make it fun. Let's make this transformation beautiful. Yeah, it's going to be hard in parts, but it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be fun. Other key things why I think maximalism is such a beautiful analogy for all of this is there's so much cohesion and secret thought that goes into making a maximalist room or a maximalist outfit really come together. And I kind of love that. I love that duality of it looking kind of effortless and looking like super creative, but the intelligence that goes behind it, even if you don't realize it's there. Like next time you're in a maximalist room or you see a home decor that you like, look at it, you'll see that the lines, there's cohesion of lines, there's cohesion of a palette, there's cohesion of a texture, there's cohesion of a theme. There's something there, like it may be from a certain time period, whatever, but like it's this like beautiful mix of cohesion and then that friction that we were talking about. And again, that's what when I think life is really exciting, when we have that cohesion and then we have that friction. Doesn't it just sound like a little sexier? Yeah, I think so. Me too. Okay. So those are just some of the reasons why I think maximalism is such a beautiful analogy for life and why I embrace like both a maximalist aesthetic and a maximalist lifestyle. My lifestyle is more, but it's grounded in me. It's grounded in my self-trust. It's grounded in my vibrancy, which is my essence. It's grounded in so much of the things that I value in my life. And then I can keep adding more because I've already made space for it. Yeah? So that's a little bit about maximalism. I bring it into all of my work. Like I've been kind of weaving it in throughout, but you know, I teach and guide and coach female and femme entrepreneurs on how to live vibrantly. And all that means is how to live true to themselves. Your vibrancy is who you are, like your truest color, your truest, brightest color before the world and society and your trauma, big T, small t trauma, before everything else started to mix in and dilute that color. Like the brown of disappointment, the gray of not quite getting your own way, the gunky, gross, purpley color of trauma. I just made that up. Trauma does not have a color. Like, don't quote me on that. But, you know, you can see it. It starts to muddle your natural color. And so all we're doing when you coach with me, and also through my Live Vibrantly method, which is what I created to help you come back to your true vibrancy and live in a way that feels really good to you, it's always about coming back to yourself. And how do we facilitate that? And how do we make it fun? Just like a maximalist room is fun. Yeah, it may feel like a lot, but like you're gonna have a good time while you're in there. And I just think that is so, so, so beautiful. Okay. That was everything largely for me today. We're going to keep it short and sweet. If you, I deliver a beautiful love note to your inbox every Friday that talks a lot about what we captured here. And then if you want to play in that space, it gives you the tools to do so. So it's super cool. Again, everything's grounded in my methodology, which I'm going to continue to break down more and more and more. But this email that comes out gives you the tools to start playing in it. And I lead with value all the time. I give away so much of what I do for free because literally my life's work is for everyone to live vibrantly, to live true to who they are, to be a maximalist in their own sweet, sweet way, and have fun with it. And so I give away a ton of stuff for free because I know how powerful my methodology is. I know how powerful this work is, even if you don't pay me $1, okay? Now, if you do pay me some money, you get like that, these like paid containers that are so powerful, such deep and nourishing and colorful transformational spaces. But even before that, come get your vibrancy. Sign up for the newsletter. I will, I think it's in all the links. I will make sure it's on the links on Instagram too. And come get it. Come play in this maximum space. Okay, that's everything for me today. I will be back on Monday. Chelsea's. I will chat with all of you very soon. And I need to double end my broadcast, which is a lot for a technical, non-technical person like me. So you enjoy that. All right, I will see you later. Chelsea's.